Goal 13 is to work with algebra expressions like A equals B over C to solve for each part. So we have this equation, F equals MA, and we are given that M is 4 and A is 7, and we want to solve for F. So what we're going to do is just replace the M with 4, replace the A with 7, and 4 times 7 is just 28. For number 33, they give us D and V, so we go ahead and plug in. So we have 5 equals M divided by 6. All right, so in order to get rid of that 6 on the bottom, we're going to multiply by both sides by 6. So another way to think of it is if M is divided by 6, the opposite of dividing by 6 is to multiply, and that helps us get M by itself. And then 6 times 5 is 30. Here we have V is 20, I is 2, and we don't know R, so we have 2 times R, and the opposite operation of multiplying is to divide by 2. So then R is 20 divided by 2, which is just 10. And then for the last one, D is 8, M is 40, and we don't know V. For this one, the best thing to do is probably to cross multiply. So I'm going to change 8 to 8 over 1. And when I cross multiply, I have 8 times V equals 1 times 40. So now to solve for V, I just can divide by 8. And then V equals 40 divided by 8, which is 5. Now for goal 14, we did this quite a while ago earlier in the year, and that was pretty tough. How we did it, and I feel like a lot of students struggled with it. So I'm going to actually show you in time for the final a completely different method for how to solve this that I think you might have some more success with. So what we're trying to do is we have an equation and a situation, and we're going to create a new situation where something is doubling or something is halving, and then what we're going to try to do is see what the new value will be when that happens. So for the equation F equals MA, we have some object and it's F equals MA. Now something happens, right, and A doubles. And then it wants to know what the new value of F would be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write F prime. This is going to be my new value of F. All right, that's my new force value. And my M, it does not change. And then my A is being doubled, so I'm going to put times 2A. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a ratio on both sides. And then what happens is we can cancel out the things that are the same. Now here I have F and F prime. I don't know those are the same. But M divided by M, that cancels out. A divided by A cancels out. So we have F over F prime equals 1 over 2 because I still have that 2 there. Now we cross multiply. F prime times 1 is F prime, and 2 times F is 2F. So I would have double the force that I originally had. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. We have the volume equals length times width times height here. And what we're going to try to do, L and W are going to stay the same. H is going to be half of what it was, and we want to know what V is going to do. Okay, so V is going to be V prime. All right, and V prime equals, well, the L is staying, times W doesn't change, times, well, H is half of what it was. So we create a ratio here, and the V over V prime stays. The L's will cancel, the W's will cancel, the H's will cancel. Well, everything cancels on top, so that leaves 1. And then we have 1/2 on bottom, and now I'm going to cross multiply. V prime times 1 is V prime, and V times 1/2 is 1/2 V. So I have half the volume that I used to have. For 38, same problem. This time though, the length is not going to change. W is going to double, and H is going to be cut in half. So I'm going to leave myself a little bit more room here. So V equals length times width times height, and then I have a new V prime, And L isn't changing, so I'm going to leave that. I'm going to double my W. All right, you can put parentheses there if you want. And H is going to be half of what it was. Okay, so now I'm going to cancel everything out that I can. Now V over V prime, that can't cancel because these two values are not the same. The L's cancel, the W's cancel, and the H's cancel. So on top, everything canceled out, so I have 1 on top. On the bottom, I have 2 times 1/2. But 2 times 1/2 is just 1. So when I cross multiply, I get V prime equals V. So in this case, V stays the same. Okay, so up here, F doubles. Here, V halves. Here, V stays the same. And then for the last one, okay, I have I equals V over R. Well, this is going to be hard to use this method I'm doing, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and multiply both sides by R. So now I have I, R equals V. Okay, so now I can go ahead and look at my new thing. So I want to see what's happening to I. So I'm going to have I prime. R is cut in half. So I'm going to say 1/2 of R equals, and V doesn't change. I set up my ratio. The V's cancel and the R's cancel. So I get I over half of I prime equals 1 over 1. So the R's cancel, the V's cancel. I get I over I prime, 1/2 I prime equals 1 over 1. I cross multiply, and then I get 1/2 I prime equals I. But I want to get this new I, that I prime by itself, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. And so this equals 2I. So in this case, it doubles.